everybody. My name is Jeff Jones. I'm the campus minister with the Baptist Collegiate Ministry at the University of Memphis. And I'm thankful that Denny has given me the opportunity to share a late night snack with you. So let's dive in and let me share with you from 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 21, a great verse. And it says this, "For our sake he made him to be sin who knew no sin, so that in him we might become the righteousness of God." The reason why I love that verse is that in context, it's basically saying there is a great exchange that can take place in our lives. The exchange is this, is that God made Jesus to be sin for us, for our sake. He made him to be sin who knew no sin. Jesus, who was perfect and had never sinned, and was God and is God, took on our sin fully. He made him to be sin for our sake, so that we might become the righteousness of God. The beauty of this is that we don't gain it by becoming better or being good. We become it because of God's sacrifice and the great exchange that he made by making Jesus to be sin and making us to be righteous. The misconception that I grew up with, if you're like me, is that we always bring our best to God and that we try our best so that maybe we can earn favor with God. You think about it, if you grew up in any kind of church background, you wear your Sunday best as you come to church. You don't tell a lie in church because it's in church and God might hear. You don't misbehave because you don't want to disobey God in church. And so we have this misconception that if we will bring our best, that we'll be right with God. Well, this verse turns that concept on its ear. It basically says to us, we bring our need to God. And that's all we have to offer. We don't come to God saying, God, look at all the talents I have. Look at all the abilities I have. Look at all the goodness that I've done. But we bring our need to God. And in exchange for our need, God gives us his presence and his forgiveness. And what's unique about that is that presence and his forgiveness then causes gratitude to come out of our hearts. And as our gratitude grows, our love for God grows. And when you love somebody, you want to do things to please them. And that's when obedience comes into play. And obedience brings sacrifice. So a lot of times we get it mixed up. And we think, well, I need to obey or I need to sacrifice. And if I obey and sacrifice, then God will give me his presence. But it's the other way around. We don't have anything to offer. We come to God and say, God, I bring you my need. God says, that's exactly what I want. In exchange, I'm going to give you my presence and my forgiveness and my peace. And that peace brings this gratefulness and this joy and this love that grows and grows and grows. The more you love God, the more you want to obey him. And the more you obey him, the more you want to sacrifice. And you're willing to do whatever he calls you to do. So I'd encourage you to think about that today. Is in the great exchange, we exchange our sin for his forgiveness and his righteousness. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you have a great day.